Hello there everyone, this is Mark3 and welcome back to the Unnamed From the Depths Hour and a Half Build Challenge. Multiplayer cooperative build session thingamajig. We never did nail down a name for this thing, did we? Yes, welcome back. As I mentioned last time this cropped up a few weeks ago, another round would be done to get this thing operational, but here we are now, and we decided to do just another half hour to keep the pressure on a little bit, but also get a functional design out of it. Though that said, once we get the base design, the plan is to give each of us a copy of it, and then we will customize it to our things, like decorative rather than functional customization. So our own decorated versions, and then we'll gather to compare them and see what each of us did to make this design our own. Yes, but yes, I should probably do things in order, but I always do seem to ramble and lose my train of thought a little bit at the moment. So, hour and a half build challenge was meant to be an hour build challenge, but we overran a little bit. It is being done between myself, Damadoc82, Max Misty, and Randomness, who on YouTube is actually a BWI Games Official. You'll find links to their channels in the description down below, along with a link to a full playlist with all... This is going to be the 8th part of this. I'm going to make sure that they've been updating that as well before this video goes out. But this is part 8. There's going to be one more, which is going to be us getting together and looking at the finalised versions of it. But yes, I have half an hour to tweak this thing. As I did last time, I think I'm going to be doing a function check. I did notice an unfortunate wobble right after I spawned this in, but right before I started doing this, so that's, at a glance, it's like, hang on, something's not quite right. But I've also, in the Discord chat, Max was saying it would be nice if we could figure out a bit more anti-missile defense, so, since we're not allowed to just prefab onto this thing, I pulled out a jackhammer version 4, well, generation 4 I should say, and I've been refreshing myself on my old Seawiz design, and then I'll try and do something to deal with that once performance checks are out of the way. But yes, performance checks, we need to go. So let's go ahead and hit start. Half hour starts now. So let's have a good old gander at this thing. I need my hood off. There we go. Ignore that. As I did just load my Seawiz in. So, okay, that's oh, firing. Good. Firing. Dammer, I think it was, added some casemates and things. The hull's been decorated more by BWI. Max Misty was working on the towers and things from his video in the last half hour. But as I said, I'm just doing some function checks. Ooh, I do like those stairs. Nice. Very nice. I don't like how these ones do not have firing restrictions on them. So they need that. Let's do that quick. Nope. That one, yes. I guess. Let's have it 5 degrees. Sure. Allow it to angle forwards if the thing is chasing. And of course, same one here. -5. Okay. Main guns, do you guys have firing restrictions on you? Would help if I was on the right thing. Here we go. You do. You do. You do as well. I'm still worried about that second bit of superstructure, but that is how it is. That's all the turrets. They're all okay. Now, let's go ahead and let this go. And I'll show you what I was talking about. Receiving. And unfortunately, I think this is a result of Dammer's pass on it. I believe it was. So, see, that's what I saw. It's kind of hard to miss it, to be entirely honest. So, I think I know what's going on there. And that is Dammer actually added some armouring onto the Hydra Force to help protect them a little bit better. And as a result, it's now tipping too hard. What are you? You are alloy slope. That's why. Got some extra buoyancy as well as the slope changing the drag profile a little bit. And now if it tries to turn hard, the hydrofoils are coming up out of the water a little bit. You see that? And it's just suddenly, it's losing a lot of its balancing force, and so it's going even harder. And it's just not able to compensate. Maybe just increasing the strength of the hydrofoil will fix that. Let's do that real quick. Pitch down. Let's increase rolling to 0.5. Let's see if we can correct that slightly. Yeah, this does overcommit the hydrofoils a bit, but if it gets to the point where it's trying to compensate massively for everything, then it's probably in trouble anyway. Just increase that 0.5. I still think... Actually, I forgot to do. I still think a comment on... I think it was either on BWI or Max Misty. I think it was BWI on one of his earlier part. That going with the larger custom rudders would have been more effective. Yeah, but I didn't want to look at that. Oh yeah, that's looking better. That is looking better. I will continue to mod this thing though for a bit more performance. And that is going to take the form of good old trusty turning thrusters. Because fire is good. I just have to find a place to put them. Oh yeah, tons of them back here. We'll get this thing turning on a dime, yes. Just you watch. Okay, I just heard a bang from an overheating engine. That was, yeah, not unexpected, but okay. Right, when we get right down to it, I feel like part of the problem is we're actually running the engines a bit too hard for what we asked them to do. So, just as a kind of solution to that, I went ahead and grabbed the engines, just like that. So, just copied what was there before. And they're still over here a little bit. I didn't want to get into engine work because I knew that might be a problem. And yeah, I think it's just flat out exhaust, isn't it? Okay. That I can fix without too much trouble. Oops. Though, of course, got to remember this is actually like a really poorly armoured area, so it's like, probably not the best thing to have this down here. But I think I'll extend the hole a little bit just to make sure. Also got to bear in mind cost. Something I forgot to mention, mainly because I forgot about it in the first place, is this design is operating on a budget of about 500k. So we're not meant to go above 500k if we can help it. In fact, I normally don't follow budgets in FTD because, well, when you keep building stuff, it gets more and more expensive. So that's why I don't tend to do it that much. Don't get me wrong, I do it sometimes. Sometimes I have a goal, but often it's like I build something for cost and size. So budget work is kind of a thing. And yes, I'm just extending the alloy a little bit to help protect it a little bit. I will move on from this though. No? What are you, 4 meter? I'll move on from this though in a moment to try and do some other stuff. Like I mentioned, I'll try and get some seaways or extra defences for missile work in there. There goes some engines again. Oh my. Good news, it's turning. Bad news, it's turning. Okay, so it seems like it's increasing the turning. Sorry, the roll stabilization is doing pretty good in terms of that. Yep, you're doing good. You're now accelerating. Unfortunately, that does mean it has more force in the corners. So if it starts to turn hard, it cuts the speed like in half. We're still doing like 39, 38, 39, 40. Good. Okay, so let's go ahead and double check the things. I want to get a kind of defensive gun onto this thing. I have a budget of 464,000. What do we have in terms of anti-missiles? There were some munition warners around the place. We have, I think, no anti-missiles actually. Hang on. Let's double check the systems real quick. Storage, engines, guns. Maximisty did put some 50 cals and things, but yeah, anti-missile is purely the anti-missile lasers, and we have no anti-torpedo at all. Okay, I'll have to see if I can do something about that. And again, the engines keep burning out. I don't think these engines are being run too hot. Maybe some generators should be included on the huge jets, but the huge jets don't really want to take away from their power in terms of getting the scrap moving. Oh wait, no, hang on, that's a missile bag. Someone added missiles. What are these? Missile interceptor missiles. Excellent. Okay, good. Do we have anti-torpedoes? Please say we have anti-torpedoes. We do not have anti-torpedoes. Okay. Darn it. Stop. Okay, okay. Well, that should work. It's not pretty, but I did it. Oi, what are you doing? Okay, I seem to have thrown the weight off. Dang it. Oh, it's trying to do a sharp turn, that's why. Okay. If you just go that way. Good. Good. Now that's got all those foils in the water. Very good. Okay, right. Slight issue with sharp turn. Oh well. Okay, so that can be fixed with just a few setting flips though, but not... It doesn't need any further re-engineering. It's just some setting changes should change that. Okay, so that's my half hour up. Max Misty, I am sorry to disappoint you, but I did not replace the main turrets with large missile batteries. I know how much you love missiles, but hopefully what I have managed to do will please you. And same to you, Random and Dammer, though, yeah. I'm afraid I actually tore out the anti-torpedo munitions because cost. Oh, cost. Hang on a second. Give me a second. I'll fix that. I know. Half hour, but We have a budget. We got a budget. I must find something to do to lighten the load slightly, ever so slightly. Why do we have this central bulkhead in here? Actually, yeah, let's tear out the central bulkhead though. It's 20 a pop. Let me just figure this out real quick. There we go. Okay, got it. Ugh. Again, apologies. So all I did was I tweaked the silo housing ever so slightly to get us to 499,960. Right. Okay, so what did I actually manage to accomplish here? Well, we got turning thrusters involved, so a bank of total force of 8 to help this thing with turning a bit, make it able to turn a bit better. It is sharpening it up a little bit. It still loses some speed because of that, but its straight line speed is still nearly 40. The main thing I managed to do though is, apart from the fail to install the anti-storm torpedoes, I managed to install these bad boys, which is why there's now a slight weight issue towards the front. Again, we can fix that easily by adjusting the hydrofoils a little bit. But, ta-da! You wanted Seawiz? I've given you some Seawiz. Fear me, yes. These are not full-fledged jackhammer turrets, because jackhammers are bigger and more expensive. But I've managed to produce something which is a condensed version. It's got, this is one of the weights, by the way, heavy armor plates, metal plates. It was heavy armor plate back there as well, but these are anti-missiles. It is firing a HE warhead, just like my traditional jackhammers. And the fire rate is actually quite a bit lower because of the smaller system, so bring that up. There we go. 459 rounds per second, so it's about 2/5 compared to a jackhammer. No, that's not right. Slightly less than 1/3 of a jackhammer, because the latest jackhammers were like 1,600. But yeah, 459 RPM, high explosive shells. It's actually a rail-assisted weapon turret. So if I just bring up the shell I showed you, access your intake. You are using on these custom HE ones. Massive HE initial fuse, which will allow it to function as a close-in weapon as well, if absolutely required. Though it has priority as a defense weapon. It can hammer apart lightly armored targets. And yeah, that's all it does. I only managed to find space for 2. I was going to fit 3, but budget. I realised the third one, which I was going to house back here, would just blow the budget out of the water even more, so yeah. But I've just got those 2. And if I can get it to fire... Not bad. Not too shabby. I should have probably mentioned this. I said this is HE. That's so that it can detonate. But when it does detonate, if I bring up its stats, HE. Why are you saying 400? You meant to be showing 40 because this is like a 40mm. Please say I didn't erase something. I don't think I did. 40. 572, so it does burst damage against anything nearby, so swarms of small missiles especially this thing's good at, and oh, that is listing so much. But yeah, I don't think any further editing will be accepted. Look at that thing. It's trying to turn. It's really trying to turn. So yeah, if it makes sharp turns, it does this now. But well, it still moves. It's still doing stuff. So you know. Anyway, receiving. I didn't check the AI behavior actually. I was saying I was doing system checks and I forgot to check that. But yeah, we actually have some anti-missile turrets now. But that is also where we're going to end it. Next video will be. I think it'll be the 4 of us gathering together to show off our customized ones. But yeah, this is Blind Mark 3. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe. Helps out me, helps out the channel, helps out my collaborators if you care to. We're Randomous or BWR Games. who's mostly responsible for the hull. Dammer, who's mostly responsible for the primary weapon mounts. Max Misty, who did the engines and the laser and some of the secondary stuff. And me, Iron Mark III, who installed massive jet engines. And more jet engines. Actually, am I Iron Mark III? I didn't install missiles this episode. I did, but then I tore them out. I'll say that counts. Yes, it is. And me, Iron Mark III. Thank you all for watching. Stuff like this makes me remember why I like From the Depths in the first place.